Okay, all right. Hello, beautiful souls. How's everyone going? I'm really happy and glad to be here today, joined by Tanya. And we are here to talk about something very important, something very useful, and very confronting as well. So, first of all, Tanya, would you like to tell everyone who you are and how we got to know each other?
Yeah, thank you, Heidi, and thank you for this opportunity. And I'm very privileged to be here, so thank you.
Thank you.
So Heidi and I met back at the Coaching Institute where we both studied coaching.
Yes.
And I also then found out that Heidi was a psychosomatic practitioner.
Yeah.
And at the time, there were some issues I was confronting. And so I looked her up and I thought, I'm going to have a session with this girl. And then I noticed that she actually lived quite close by. So we had an amazing session which helped me to break through some barriers that I was facing at the time. But it actually opened and paved the way to a really lovely friendship that then began to flourish. So what Heidi and I love to do is, you know, you have girlfriends that you go to movies with or you talk about books with or whatever it might be. Well, Heidi and I, we like to coach each other. We like to put
Yes.
the coaching hat on, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah, I enjoy that so much. And, you know, there's nothing in the world I love other than, you know, Tanya telling me, okay, let's go out for dinner, which I know is not going to be dinner. It's going to be, we bring the tissues and I get my notebook sometimes and I, you know, make sure I get a pen with me and we are going to talk about something that is very deep and that is very, you know, important in our development. And, you know, this is why, you know, friendships like that are great because you are so committed to your own growth. And I love that about you, Tanya. Since the day one I've met you on the phone, when I spoken to you, I said to myself, this lady, is very committed to her own growth. She's not afraid to confront something that is, you know, deep there, and she can talk about stuff and actually resolve them within herself. So this is very rare to find. So this is why she actually had the chance and the ability to be here today and to share this story. Not every person would be able to have that courage. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Heidi. And, you know, much of what, yes, I am very committed to my personal development journey and I'm very spiritual as well. But, you know, part of what facilitates the opportunity for me to have the courage is a safe environment. And that's created very much, you know, with someone whose heart and mind is fully present. So, and you are that for me quite often, Heidi, and I hope I reciprocate.
Of course.
So, yes, we are very blessed and very fortunate.
Yeah. You're right. Having that safe space to be able to, you know, basically get naked emotionally.
Yeah. It's very vulnerable, very confronting.
It is.
And it's a gift.
It is. And there's so much growth as well that happens within that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, what happened after that session that we had? How did you go?
So I noticed some changes in myself, a lot more insights, a lot more at ease and peace as a result of that session I had with Heidi. But I love the way she had the ability to look at the body and pretty much know what's going on many other levels. So I thought that was a great gift, but also a wealth of knowledge. So my eldest daughter, 4 years ago, was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And so, you know, we've avoided medications and that didn't last long. She ended up having to go on some.
Yeah.
But I approached Heidi and I said, you know, could she do some work with you to help heal through this disease? And Heidi said, yes, of course. And so we signed her up with Heidi. And she got a lot of value, a lot of insights, a lot of clarity, a deeper level of understanding about what makes her tick through the sessions with Heidi. And I noticed she was always so excited about each session. So I know it was very, very valuable for her. At the time, and this would have been about 2.5, 3 years ago, Heidi had a conversation with me, and she said, Tanya, as coaches, we know that our children often express what we repress.
Yeah.
And, much of what Sienna, your daughter, is feeling is a reflection of what you're feeling and what you're suppressing.
Yes.
And I said, no, Heidi, I don't think so. Because her symptoms were so similar to her dad's.
Yes, that is so true. Yeah, I remember that.
I said it must come from Dad. And so I really didn't join the dots. I didn't make the links, and I didn't quite understand what Heidi was getting at. But not long ago, a couple of months ago, Heidi and I were having a conversation, and I was telling her about how I was feeling and how I was being very challenged by these emotions at the time. And I was saying to Heidi that I felt very obliged and very forced in my life to be and do certain things, and how that was taxing me. And Heidi said to me, you realise that that's exactly how your daughter feels, and she's expressing this with the symptoms that she's getting, and you're repressing it. And as soon as Heidi spoke those words, something within me resonated, like I knew that she was right. I knew you were right. I can feel it instantly.
You knew then, but you didn't know back then, right?
No.
You knew it when I said that to you a couple of months
ago.
Only.
Yeah.
But you didn't get it at all 2.5 years ago.
Not at all.
Yes, that is so true. Yeah.
Not at all.
Did you not believe it, or did you just feel like it doesn't sound right, or what happened? How did you not take that on board?
I think because they were the same, she had the same symptoms as her dad, I automatically thought she must have a pattern of thinking
Genes.
that Dad has.
Or something like
Or
that.
something like that.
Okay,
so
okay.
rather than looking at myself, I was thinking that the solution was outside of me. And so so then a couple of months ago, when you brought my attention to how I was feeling, and you joined the dots and said, this is how your daughter feels, and these are her symptoms.
Yes.
Her symptoms are the way she's expressing it.
Yes.
I went, oh, wow, now I get it.
Yes. I remember that aha moment, and your eyes just lit up.
Finally, yeah.
Yes.
And so after that, she was due to go overseas.
Yeah.
And I said to Heidi, please work with me. And I really want to heal this issue within myself. Obviously, it promotes a sense of ease within me. But now I know it's going to help Sienna as well.
Yes.
It was more of a motivational driver to get on top of it. So I promised myself, and I said, Heidi, work with me. By the time she comes back from Europe, I really hope that these symptoms have gone.
Yes.
And she's been back 6 weeks so far, and she hasn't had any symptoms.
Thank God. I'm so happy and glad that you get to share that, with everyone, so that they understand more about what is the power that we have as mothers. Sometimes I get a lot of, mothers come and ask me, well, my child has this, my child has that. And I say, you know what, let's work with you, because you are, whatever it is that your child is expressing, it's something that you have suppressed. And what you have suppressed is not bad, and it's not painful, and it's nothing to run away from. Face it. Okay, what we suppress as mothers, our children express them. So this is basically what I was trying to share with Tanya about 2.5 years ago. She didn't understand it back then. It was about understanding. She didn't understand it back then, so she couldn't relate to it. However, later on, when I explained to her the emotion, it was apparent in her reality at that time, and I said to her, isn't it interesting that this is the exact feeling forced and feeling obligated is the exact emotion that causes ulcerative colitis. So basically, ulcerative colitis is inflammation in the large intestines, where there are very bad inflammation parts in the walls of the intestines, and then they bleed from the inflammation, and then the person keeps bleeding non-stop. Nothing can stop it. Sometimes they only need to eat anything, like even water sometimes, and then they all of a sudden are faced with an episode of, you know what, I'm bleeding, and they don't know how to stop it, they don't know how to control it, and they don't know how to deal with it. It's extremely uncomfortable, sometimes painful, very, very, very inconvenient. So they run to the bathroom at like, what does Sienna do, right? Like when she had she works in a supermarket, right?
She does, yes, part-time, yes.
And I remember when she was telling me at that time, you know, she said, sometimes I need to run and I can't tell my boss and I can't, you know, justify what I'm doing. But it's a serious condition. Mm-hmm. It's a very serious condition. And I would imagine that she also had some iron deficiency.
She did have an iron deficiency, yes.
Yeah.
And there is no cure. It's just treated with cortisone and managed. But there actually is no
there's
cure.
no cure, yes. And, you know, exactly. They tell them at the hospital, or back then when I used to also work in hospitals, we also tell clients or patients that there's no cure. You just have to learn to live with it. And we're gonna give you stuff to manage it, to make sure that you live with it, you know, comfortably. But you can't control that. It has to be there forever. So it's, other than that, they give them like an immunosuppressant, right?
Yes, and she had a little bit of the cortisone.
Yeah,
but only for the local area, not through her whole body.
Yes. So they give them some cortisone for control, but they also give them immunosuppressants, like any other autoimmune condition that they don't know the reason. But if they only look deeper, or, well, you know what, medicine is not going to look deeper. This is where it stops. But so how do you feel, you know, giving that gift to your daughter?
Oh wow! I'm just beside myself with excitement. I'm very happy for her, and I'm very pleased that I had the courage to confront my own issues that led me to feel that way. But I'm also very grateful that I had someone like you, Heidi, to be able to walk me through those steps to heal.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanya. Well, you know, my absolute pleasure. You know how passionate I am about this. And you know that I do with so much love and so much care. And I wouldn't do anything else in life. Coming from a background where my own daughter was also sick, seriously, with an autoimmune condition, a very serious condition in her kidneys. She had nephrotic syndrome, and she was also medicated for years. And they also tell you there is no cure. But the fact is, when I healed, she healed. When Tanya healed, Sienna healed. This is what happens. I see this every day. This is a call out for all mothers with sick children. Would you please help your son or your daughter? Please heal yourself, because through your healing, they will heal. You know, there is nothing else I could say about this. There is nothing more I could say about this. Us mothers are responsible for a lot of our children's diseases and illnesses and sicknesses. So, you know, can you imagine the gift that you would give to your own daughter or son? Such a wonderful gift. Thank you, Tanya, so much for sharing this. And thank you so much for having this courage to you know, work on your issues and coming here today. And it never ends, does it? We're always on the journey.
Always on the journey, always. And that's part of the adventure of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
But thank you for this opportunity, Heidi, and thank you again for your help. We're very grateful.
Thank you. I'm very grateful for you, and I'm very grateful for your courage and to come and talk about that. It's not easy, and it's a very sensitive matter. So thank you very much for that. And anything else you want to say?
No, I'd also say to mothers, you know, of children who may have all sorts of different symptoms, severe or not, treatable or not, curable or not, put some effort into perhaps drawing any links between the way that you are and the way that they might be. Because it's very common that children expressed express what parents are often repressing. It's a very
Yes.
common pattern that we find in coaching.
Yes, that is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tanya. And, you know, yes, you know, you heard from her and you heard about Sienna's story. So, you know, please do something about this if your child is sick or if you are, you know, suffering from an illness or disease and the root cause is actually psychosomatics. You know, there's nothing wrong with your organs or body. It's actually internally. And taking medication or suppressing the disease somehow is not going to help it. It's only going to make it worse because you're not treating the root cause. So your issues are in your tissues and your issues are in your child's tissues.
Mm. And it's a double win, isn't it?
Yes.
Because the mother gets to change and heal through certain levels of
100%.
thinking, and as a result, so does the child. It's a
Yeah.
big win.
It's a big win, yes. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you, Heidi.
Lovely. Thank you.